everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the Southeast Asian server. It is Pz38nA. It's raw. And this film is going to move into 8th place on the Pz38nA list. We're in Malinovka, standard mode. Southeast spawn, 1 scout apiece, one artillery apiece. 2 scouts on the enemy team, 3 lights on theirs. Mostly mediums on both teams. His team has a couple more heavies than the other team. So if this turns into a shootout on the hill, they hopefully have an advantage there. And off he goes to see if he can get into the bush up ahead. This is the iffy one. A couple scouts fast as him. Mediums could all come up here and see him, but it doesn't look like any of them got there in time. And here he is in the bush. Should be good. If he doesn't fire, he's going to stay hidden, unless somebody charges right down at him. And now, it's time for patience. Right now, if he shoots, he's going to get spotted, so he has to just let his team do the work. I hear rounds flying. I don't see much damage getting dealt. This is disappointing when this happens. Finally, somebody hit something. This is one of those disappointing times so far where you get to the forward bush and you're like, yes. And it's like, oh man, there's nobody to see. But you just have to be patient. Number one, if you try to move, you're probably going to get lit up 4 or 5 different ways. But look, if you just sit here and wait, the enemy will move. Once they move, you see them. It's kind of like a cat stalking a mouse or a mole or something. It can hear it. It knows it's there. It doesn't know where. And so it just sits and waits and waits and waits, and sooner or later, whatever it heard moves, and then it pounces. Here, you don't pounce. You just let your teammates pounce. But if you wait, they will give up before you do, and they'll move, and then you see them, and your team can shoot them. Although right now, I'm not too confident in his team's ability to shoot. This is one of the things about scouting that can be so frustrating to so many people, is that when you're spotting, you're relying on your team to shoot your spots. And you get games where you're in great position, and off and on you're getting great spots, but nobody's shooting them. And there's nothing you can do about that. If you get frustrated and try to shoot them yourself, then you die. So basically what he has to do right now is wait for the assault on the hill to win the hill. It looks like they're going to. If they win the hill and start coming down the hill, then he's going to finally have more guns that maybe can hit something when he sees them. I would love to have a picture of the SU-122 Alpha right now and see which way it's looking. It's like this TD is just sitting still. It's like nailing, dude. Who knows? The 122 is probably looking up on the hill, trying to shoot somebody he doesn't have a shot on instead of the nice easy TD sitting still. They've won the hill. They're going to start cresting it and coming down the other side. So hopefully that'll cause the enemy to move around and he'll get some more lights that'll free him up to move.
Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor. Penetration. Penetration. We didn't even scratch them.
ELC still sitting back there against the buildings.
Enemy is hit. We didn't penetrate their armor. That one didn't go through. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit. Penetration.
He knew he was seen, but for the most part, the Hellcat was looking the other way. Then when he finally rotated the gun, he tried to get off that one last shot. Fortunately, the Hellcat missed him. They're still behind by a tank. Be nice to know where that Hetzer was right now. We know the Excelsior's behind that rock.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Gotcha.
There was a good shot. He was just taking the rate of movement and trying to keep his gun that far ahead of the look so he missed the kill him. The AMX ELC should really be running the field right now and coming down this way. There's no excuse for him to be sitting back there anymore. At the same time, Raw could cut this way and come around. He may go the other way. So I know the Excelsior's back here looking this way, so I don't know if this is the best idea unless he runs down the ditch here. He's just trying to creep up and see something. I'd go down this little ditch and come out behind the heavy and light him up for my heavies. Because both these guys have shots on the Excelsior if you get them lit up. You could even go right up on the other side of the rock and proxy spot them that way and just let your guys take them out. There he is. Fire at him, heavies. Raw may go for it too. Shoot.
We didn't penetrate their armor. We didn't even scratch them. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't even scratch them. Penetration. Enemy armor is hit.
There he goes. Now I'm guessing everybody else is over in here. That AMX is scared to come out of his corner over there. Oops, that's not good. Get spotted and you don't know where it is. Now he can see both of them. Come on, guys. Now you need your teammates to really help you. We go, just already to go. He'll be over here in like B1, C1, B2, maybe A2, somewhere in that corner. There he is. Get him. Good job. So for this battle, Raw ends up 1,090 damage, 2 kills, 32 of 43 shooting, that's 74% accuracy. He got 2,684 assisted damage and 11 spots, lost 4,364 credits. Survived the fight and was awarded 2,163 XP, and then adds in Confederate Scout Patrol Duty medals with Spotter, Bruiser, Fire for Effect mini medals, and it gives him an 8th place battle score of 2,248. This was just a exercise in patience here. He sprinted out here to the big bush, got in it safely, right here, and got a couple spots. Didn't get anywhere near as many spots as he was probably thinking he was going to get. But his team didn't really do too much with him early on, and he just had to sit there and wait while his team came up here and assaulted the hill. Finally started moving over the hill. He had a couple spots on TDs here. He knew the heavy was here. He had a medium. They were kind of slowly shooting down this way, but not your typical Mali Southeast match where when you go up there to that bush and light up half 10, 11, 12, 13 spots right away. This was much more prolonged and a much more drawn out fight because he didn't get those initial spots, and the ones he did see hardly anybody managed to hit. And so at the end he curves around, lights up the Excelsior for his team, and the 2 heavies up here take him out. Then he pulls up, gets spots on the medium and the TD, helps take out the TD himself while his teammates take out the medium, and then it was just a matter of finding that last artillery, and it was already damaged and he got the last kill. Again, when you're up in that forward bush, when you have mediums here and a TD here just under 250 meters away, not a good time to fire your gun. Good time to stay quiet and just watch. Sometimes you have to let the fight come to you. Now, If you were doing quick counts and it's like, okay, there's 10 tanks left and we know they're all up here, then you don't want to stay here. But when you're getting spots here, you know the heavy's here, you're getting a TD here, then you want to stay in this bush and just wait. They managed to clear out 2 of the 3, and that let him pull forward and then help with the last remaining tanks. He had to move up to light the heavy up again. But he stays quiet and doesn't fire because he knows if he's going to shoot, he's going to be seen. And that's the complete deciding factor. Am I going to be seen if I shoot, and does it matter if I'm seen? Answer yes to the first question, and yes to the second question, then don't shoot. Answer no to either question, fire away. From Malinovka, southeast, sitting and waiting, and eventually being the major contributor in the fight. Happy hunting.